Welcome to logbook number 7. The date is April 4th, 2019. Today's topic is what keeps you going in your job. Recently, I've met a friend who told me that he's not really feeling it in his job. Like, he has one full-time job and like one part-time job, and both of them aren't doing it. And then I have another friend but she works at like an e-commerce, and the workload that she has does not, the pay that she gets isn't even close to the amount of work that she has. So from these two friends' stories, I'm thinking that there are like a lot of factors that make you don't want to continue working where you are. One of them is probably the pay, and then the other would be a workload, or maybe both of them combined. And I see people complaining about their jobs. Usually I just ask them two things, like, are you happy and is the pay good? Most of the time they're not happy. And then the second factor is that some of them stay even that they're not happy because the pay is good. But then if you're not happy and the pay is not good, I don't see a reason why you should stay. If I ask you what keeps you going in your job, that's actually something like I would like to know. Like, but as for me, what I like to share, I don't have a full-time job right now, right? So I'm a freelance translator. I make English subtitles for several production houses in Indonesia. So other freelance job, not freelance, my part-time job is actually teaching academic English in my campus. So those two jobs, I've been doing both of them since 2015. But in 2015, I only worked for one production house, and I now have like a couple, like 3 production houses. As for teaching, I've been doing it also since 2015, and that's been like a job that I think I've always wanted, because if I trace back to my kindergarten years, when teachers would ask me, what do you want to do, what do you want to be when you grow up, I would always answer teacher, when the other students would answer doctor or pilot or police. You know how they are, right? So basically what keeps me going in my two jobs, the part-time and the freelance one, is that the freelance one pays well. The thing is that I don't get jobs constantly, so when I don't have any jobs, I'm basically like a bum at home. I do nothing. But then when I do have jobs, I could get like 3 movies at once, and then the deadlines are all close to each other, so that would stress me out a little bit. But the pay is so worth it, that's why I'm still doing it, and it's freelance, so the time is very, very flexible. I can do it at home. As for my part-time, I teach all year round, so like 2 semesters per year, but one semester is only 4 months long, 16 weeks, 16 meetings. So, and the pay is I mean, sometimes you get in a class and they're just so you just feel frustrated a little bit in some classes, that you think that you're not getting paid enough, or maybe like the students are so noisy and you feel like, why am I doing this? That happens often. But if you ask me about the pay, and I'm just like putting it out there, my freelance job and my part-time gives me enough money to like survive while still living with my parents. In other words, if I were living alone and I had to pay my own bills and I had to cook and everything, it wouldn't cut it. Again, I'm still doing it because I don't see the need to make more money or to get a full-time job, because I feel like I'm the kind of person who I do work well under pressure. I can meet deadlines, I can work individually or in a team. But having like a routine like from 9 to 5, I've never tried that before, and I think it's not fair to myself, because probably I might be good at it, I don't know. But as for now, I'm keeping these 2 non-full-time jobs because I like what I'm doing regardless of the pay. okay? So for those of you who are in a full-time job right now, and you're staying despite not being happy and despite the pay not being that great, I would say, I don't know, I've never worked full-time before, but the least that I can give, like the piece of advice that I can give to you is maybe try finding an element in your job that makes you want to keep doing it. For example, at some times I feel like I'm tired of repeating the same teaching materials over and over again, even though I have different students every semester. But then at the end of each semester, I always tell them to write a comment or like a testimonial to me, and then they always come up with like the really like, you never know, like the most quiet student would give you like a really lengthy paragraph about how they love you and how they feel the lesson is like very beneficial to them. So that kind of thing. The end of each semester, when everyone writes something to me, that's when I feel the most motivated, and I'm like pumped up for the next semester because I can't wait to meet new students again. That's actually what keeps me going. So yeah, that's my advice for you. I'm sorry if this is not helpful, but then for those of you who are staying even though you're not happy, I'm guessing that you're staying because the pay is well, and I would say don't feel bad if you're stuck in a job or you feel like you're pushing yourself doing a job that you don't like just because it pays good, because that one reason alone, because the pay is good, is actually valid for me, in my opinion, because we all need money and then life is expensive. So even though that is your reason, I would say don't feel bad for it. So as long as you channel the sadness and like the madness into other positive stuff, I would say stick with your job until you can find a new one, which is hard, but hang in there. Yeah, that's the PSA for today. Find a positive thing, find one happy thing, one happy element that makes you keep doing your job. If it's learning new stuff, great. If it's networking, great. If it's because of the pay, great. Just list down. Maybe listing down stuff would help you analyze better, I think. Okay, that's it for logbook number 7. I'm signing out.